Hi. Hello. If we can gather, find a place to rest. This clock's just about to say 1 o'clock, which is when Jeff asked me to kick things off. So we'll wait till a few people come in. All right, welcome everybody. I'm Sean Robbins, I'm Jeff's cousin. I have had the pleasure to not only be his cousin, but his and Carly's close friend. And I've valued that friendship over the years. So Jeff asked me to sort of guide you through this event today, and I will do my best. So just a couple of opening notes. If you haven't, before you leave, please sign the guest book. If you need to know where the washrooms are, out through these back doors to your left and to your left. If you need to take a break and have a cigarette, outside the church and away from the doors, if you will. I'm sure you've all seen the artwork on display. And you're encouraged to take home those art cards that are in the lobby. Take a look at the photo book stories that they're built from Jeff's photography, but they demonstrate the love and care and design work that Carly brought to everything she ever did. Make sure you get a copy of the brochure pamphlet. And we will have open mic sections throughout the afternoon, and I encourage you to take advantage of them. If you have something to say, please keep your remarks within 5 minutes if you don't mind, and I will kind of cue you when we get to those points. So I just want to walk through the program briefly. I'll do a brief reading. Then we'll have Shauna Palmer come and perform a song. Then I'll read a message from my brother Miles in Belfast. Mike Kennelly will come and say a few words. Then we'll have a bit of an open session for 10 or 15 minutes. And then we'll close with a slideshow. And if there's time after and people are still inclined, we'll continue the open mic. So without any further ado, I wanted to say that I'm both sad and happy today. I'm happy to be in the company of family and friends to celebrate Carly, the light and the joy she brought into our lives. And like you, I'm also saddened, and at moments I'm brought to tears. But I wonder, why do we cry? Why do I cry? Carly has no use for our tears. Surely, wherever she may be, she is surrounded in joy, not sorrow. I realize that the tears that I shed, that we shed, they're for ourselves. They're a comfort and a means to express what we cannot express in any other way. Our tears are an attempt to fill the absence that we are left to endure. When they're dried, when we cried ourselves out, we will still yearn for what is not there, the loving presence of a truly creative, compassionate, and caring soul. That absence of Carly sneaks up on me from time to time, and I treasure it when it occurs. It reminds me of the indelible mark Carly left on my life, as I'm sure she did on yours. And when I most feel that absence, I try to fill it in a way I trust Carly would appreciate, with wonder and appreciation for the world around us, with art with song, with generosity, with love, and sometimes with tears. Today, let's fill this space with love, with music, with art, with joy and celebration in a way that honors the truly unique spirit that Caryl-Lee embodied. Yes, we'll probably shed some tears. So, please, Shauna Palmer, I invite you to come up now.
Took my love and I took it down. Climbed the mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in a snow-covered hill. The landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes it bolder. Children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes it bolder. Even children get older, and I'm getting older too. So take this love, take it down. Oh, and if you climb a mountain, then you turn around. If you see my reflection in a snow-covered hill, maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe the landslide will bring you down.
I've the pleasure to read on behalf of my brother Miles, who's in Belfast, and is joining us live streaming. He's on the receiving end of this, but he wanted to pass on these words. He opens with a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist writer. "In us, there is a river of feelings in which every drop of water is a different feeling, and each feeling relies on all of the others for its existence. To observe it, we just sit on the bank of the river and identify each feeling as it surfaces, flows by, and disappears. The present moment," Miles writes, "is all that we have. Blink and the moment is gone. But as Nhat Hanh teaches, another rises up to take its place. Caryl-Lee, more than anyone I know, understood and lived that. She spent her moments mindfully. Her river of feelings were deeply connected with the creative force in her art, in her gardening, in her love of nature, in her relationships, in her deep heart's core. She extended the patience, compassion, and loving kindness of the Buddha, an abiding spiritual presence, and her strength was that of the reed that bends but never breaks. She had the most beatific smile and a conspiratorial laugh that always made you feel like you were in on the joke. When I heard that Caryl-Lee had slipped away from her suffering, I thought not of our loss, but of the great welcome that was waiting for her on the other side of the river, the celebration, the rejoicing. Sail on, Caryl-Lee, down winding rivers and meandering creeks and across the wide ocean. We'll look for you in the rain, the mist, and in the morning dew." I'd like to invite Mike Kennelly up to say a few words.
I wrote a few notes. Mostly I'm just going to speak from the heart for a couple of minutes. You know, to know Caryl-Lee was to love her. For sure, that's true. I first met Caryl-Lee probably 7-8 years ago through Jeff. And Caryl-Lee was just always one of these people that we had a lot of heartfelt conversations, some of them around Jeff, some of them just about other stuff, right? But I always felt like when I was talking to her that even though there might be other people in the room, I felt like she was actively listening to me, and what I had to say was important, even though it might not have been, right? But she paid full attention, and I'm sure that a lot of people in the room felt like that when they talked to Caryl-Lee. She just gave you all her attention, and I always appreciate people like that just pay attention. You know, she always made me, and both Jeff and Caryl-Lee and later on Brooklyn and Aylin, they invited me into their family. They just made me feel like I was part of the family. And she made the best salads ever. God, she made great salads, you know. And she was really proud of her garden, but she was especially proud of her garlic. She asked me one time, "You want some garlic?" She'd start this garlic like right around now, right, for next year. And you know, she went to the shed and she pulled out these long stems of garlics and these big heads on them. They were like shillelaghs. You could use them as a weapon almost. And I don't know if she ever hit Jeff with one of those, but she might have. You know, I even got her to cheer for my Hamilton Tiger Cats sometimes, but even though she didn't like football that much, she enjoyed listening to Jeff and I kibitz back and forth. And although she wouldn't cheer for Hamilton if Hamilton was playing BC, I couldn't get her to do that. But mostly, you know, when Jeff told me he was going to be doing this celebration, I said, well, you know, it'd be nice if I could say a few words. And then today's here, right? And I'm going, oh my God, what'd I suggest, you know? But I don't want the day to go by without, acknowledging that I'm a much better person for having Carly in my life for the short time that I had, and I'm sure that a lot of people in the room can say the same thing. I didn't hear her ever say a harsh word about anybody. She just loved everybody, and some people she might have tolerated, but she didn't like to talk about that. She just, to know her was to love her, and she just spoke about love, and that's. And Jeff and Carly, I mean, they were friends, they were lovers, they were husband and wife, and they're a good example for me of what a relationship should look like. They just, you can feel the love in the room. You can feel her. I can feel her today. I don't know about you, but I can feel her in here today, and I just feel love. I just feel love when I think about Carly and Jeff and Brooklyn and Aileen. My heart just aches for all of you because it just breaks. And she left a real legacy, and I'm glad that she was part of my life for the short period of time that she was. Thanks.
I'm sure that Mike's not alone in having something to share and sentiments to express. So we have some time now. If you want to say a few words, if you have something you've scribbled down and want to express, please come forward, introduce yourself, and the mic is yours. If you have nothing to say or don't want to say anything, you're already saying it with your presence.
Hello, good afternoon to all my fellow mourners and lovers of Carly. If you're not familiar with who I am her sister. So we began this journey together. And a life well lived, unfortunately, always ends in tears. Because ultimately we're travelers, and we're spiritual beings having a human experience, which requires an end. And my sister was my sanctuary. I will always carry her with me in my heart. I'm sure I'm not the only one here that feels that way. But I have a poem that makes me think of her often and inspired the writing of it. I have a garden in my heart, a haven from the weather, where you may pick my flowers and we will dwell together. Come in stormy gales without a thought or care, for you shall be the sun, and love awaits you there. So carry her from this day forward in your hearts, and love that much more the ones close to you, because these moments are gifts, and we need to treat them as such. Thank you.
I met Carly many, many years ago. Our kids were in kindergarten together, and we met because she had a puppy, Spencer. And I'm a huge dog lover, so of course, I'm also from the East Coast, super friendly people. Went over to her and I went, "Can I take your puppy home?" And friendship was born. We did so many hikes. We went snowshoeing, and we would just walk for hours. We'd find a new place and just go exploring. And when I think of Carly, I think of friendship and joy and happiness and love and laughter, lots and lots of laughter. She loved a good joke. She loved to make people smile, and she was always looking after people. And it was Jeff's turn to look after her, and he did a fantastic job. So I really feel your pain, Jeff. And Brooklyn. Sorry, Brooklyn. Mothers always forget their children. It's okay. I just wanted to thank Jeff for sharing his wife with me and letting her make a huge impact in my life. She gifted me with this painting when I bought my first apartment, and she was so happy for me. And it meant a lot to me because whenever I'd go to their place and I'd see this painting, I'd say, it reminds me of my 3 kids. And it would bring me joy just looking at it. And I think all of her paintings did that for all of us. When you look at them, you see something that touches your heart. And that is Carly. She is the heart of all of us. She makes us proud to be her friend and to have known her. Thank you.
I'm Kenda, and I'm very bad at public speaking, so I will keep this short. But Carly's been in my life my entire life, and I've valued every single moment with her, so I really wanted to sing a song for her today. And I'm going to do it without music because we couldn't figure out how to hook up the music, which is probably good because I have a very long history of unfortunate technical errors during performances, so it's probably better that way anyway. It's fine, it's fine. Now I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya? Now it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof. Her beauty in the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne and she cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Baby, I've been here before. I know this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew ya. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. And love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Thank you.
Jeff, I know I told you that I probably wouldn't come up, but I lie a lot. I'm Carrie. I'm Jeff's cousin, Sean's brother. You know, when I think of Carly, the one word that really comes to mind is genuine. She was the real thing. I mean, anybody that met her, you always felt warm around her and loved around her. The things that I remember the most were the holidays. And that's the things that I'll always treasure. Halloween, Jeff would do up the yard unbelievably. They'd shoot off fireworks later. It was always an awesome time. Christmas comes to mind as well. And we, whether or not it was going to Van Dusen Gardens to see the lights, or going on the Christmas trolley and singing Christmas carols, or going to the Stanley Park train, and it was great. My daughter Kayla and I would, because it was really hard to get tickets online, but they sold tickets every day in the morning. So Kayla and I would rush down to Stanley Park. We'd get in contact with as many family members as we could to see who all wanted to go on the train. We'd purchase the tickets. We'd assemble that evening at Stanley Park. And I don't know if any of you have ever been there, but it's awesome. They really do it up nice. And then after we were done, we would go to White Spot and have a nice, well-deserved dinner. But my favorite all time was Easter. So we would go over to Jeff and Carly's. Jeff would have a nice little brunch ready for us. We'd gorge ourselves on chocolate, and then we would commence to decorating eggs. Now, it wasn't your tradition box of Paz, hard-boiled egg, 3 colors, yellow, pink, and blue, and dip them in and away you go. No, this was very intricate. Carly had these special wax pens, and you took all this time putting these detailed patterns on your egg. And it didn't, there was no right way or wrong way to do it. It just didn't matter. Once you were done and you dipped the eggs, it was like, and I had to say to myself, even a dumb bunny like me could create something special. I think often how life can be so cruel to take someone like Carly so early. But I think in this, it gives me time to reflect on my life and think, how do I want to be remembered? Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Kathy, and I had the great pleasure of working with Carly. We met about 20 years ago in the Surrey School District. And as many of us here today, we were blessed to spend 20 years with an extraordinarily beautiful and talented person. And I've heard it said that we have memories so that we might have roses in December. And for 20 years, when I think of Carly and the recollections that I have, they take me down the same path that our sweet dear Carly was an inspiration to all of us. She was a beacon, a bright light, a reminder of what it means to be a professional in her work. She was compassionate, thoughtful, loyal, but more importantly, she was the embodiment of kindness, tolerance, appreciation, gratitude, and joy. Caryl-Lee had this great ability to seize the moment and take joy in everything that she did. Regardless of what it was, she loved doing it, whether it was just doing her work, whether it was being creative in her work, paying attention to the smallest details, going for a walk during lunch, or creating a spreadsheet of all things. All these things could bring her joy. Caryl-Lee was right in there, contributing all the time, giving it her all, and making the most of it. And I think as she looks down on us today, besides wanting to straighten up a few chairs that may be out of sync and out of line here, she'd want us to be grateful and appreciative and remember her as we experience the natural world and all the beauty in it, the wind that blows, the diamond glint in snow, the gentle rain, the birds in flight, the starlight at night. That's how I will remember Caryl-Lee. And to Caryl-Lee, thank you for bringing sunshine into all our lives.
Hi there, my name is Arlene, and I've been friends with Caryl-Lee for about 28 years. Today we come together to share great memories of an amazing person, our friend Caryl-Lee. I first met Caryl-Lee at my brother Dennis and Sheila's place at Boxing Day. They would have Boxing Day yearly parties. At the time, I was working at the White Rock Learning Center. Caryl-Lee was looking for a job at the time, so we had an opening at the Learning Center, and I encouraged her to apply. She was hired. That was 1994. I would see Caryl-Lee not only at work now, but she also came to my brother's place and sister-in-law's for their annual Easter egg decorating contests. Of course, Caryl-Lee's eggs, as you can see all around here, were works of art. She was an amazing artist. She loved it, and we all learned a lot from her. And even at the early days of the Learning Center, she would do the face painting, the window art, Halloween, everywhere she shared her talents with us. We worked together for about 6 years. Caryl-Lee then moved on into the district. We still kept in touch. We kept our friendship. We went for our walks and our talks. 2011, Caryl-Lee was diagnosed with her breast cancer. I was able to walk alongside Caryl-Lee through her surgery, her treatments. She was such a trooper. She stayed positive, as usual. She healed up and she recovered. Time went by. I had gone through a career change. 22 years at the Learning Center. Caryl-Lee was so supportive and encouraging. I shared with her about the challenging youth I was working with, and she encouraged me. She'd send me messages when I least expected them. I needed them the most. That was our Caryl-Lee. When Caryl-Lee was working from home, I had a youth to visit in the area. I'd stop by for a cup of tea. We'd have our chats. I would always leave feeling so filled up with her gratitude attitude that she had, her encouraging words. I was always so glad I had taken that time to drop in. When Caryl-Lee's cancer returned, she continued her positive and grateful attitude, and she fought. I was very blessed to have been part of her last few weeks. We again talked, prayed, cried. Yes, it was hard to see her losing this battle with cancer. But just sitting with this amazing lady will forever remind me to be grateful for each and every day as she was. She taught me so much. I am truly grateful to have walked through many of our chapters of our lives together. I will miss my friend. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Sometimes just waiting for the moment to breathe is the gift. My name's Shannon, and I knew Carly for about 7 years. I didn't know if I was going to speak, but one of the gifts I've been given is my mouth. Yes, and for those that have known me a really long time, that can be a double-edged sword. But I try to use my power for good today. My moments with Carly were few, too few. I'm sure we're all feeling that way today, too few. But the great thing is we went right to it. We got right to it immediately from the very first moment I met her. We went right to the heart and got into the good stuff. And to me, the good stuff is the laughing, the crying, the truth-telling, the getting real with one another. You know, often one of the saddest gifts of loss is that reminder to not take for granted all of my relationships that I have today. I learned a lot today about people that I have spent years in rooms with. And I know Carly would be glad of that. I think she'd also be glad about the laughter. She'd be so grateful for the laughter here, as it's already been said. I love you, Jeff. I know for sure that we're not alone. I know for sure this is not the end. And that's really what I invite you all to do, is to reach out to the people that you're like, I'm never going to talk to that person again. Or I'm never going to forgive them. They don't deserve me. We just have no idea. The whole time thing is really weird and really strange. That's what I encourage us all to do. It's to get to know the people that we haven't taken the time to get to know. I'm so sorry for all of your loss. I'm sorry for my loss. I'm grateful for the gain that was Carly and the way that she touched my life.
Going to take a few minutes here. Invite Jeff, I know, has spent countless and countless hours working to put together a slideshow and music. That are a tribute to Carly, and we're joined by a special musical guest today, Will, who's going to be part of this presentation. So with that, let's think about Carly.
Hello. My name is Will, and a couple of days ago, Jeff reached out to us, my wife Caroline and I, asking us if we would consider coming here and performing a song for you. Immediately, without any context or real story, it was, as Caroline's reading it in real time, I kind of thought, that I don't know, who is it? You know, like it's a very coveted thing to me and a very personal thing to be asked. But there's so many different reasons for people asking us to do these things over the years, from weddings to funerals, the whole gamut of life. And my knee-jerk tends to be find out what the intention is behind it. Do you want me to come play your Super Bowl party in the basement? I'm not really keen on that, and I don't even know a lot about football, but I do know that I write songs about the human stain. I write songs about the existence of human beings in our lives and all the stories and the ebb and flow of it all. And I've been doing so for probably 35 years, maybe a little longer than that. And over the years of doing this and being in environments like this in front of people, it never gets complacent, it never gets easy. I've been doing it long enough, you'd think that I've got it figured out, but then all of a sudden you get a haymaker and you're asked to do something like this. And you never know what's going to happen until you actually stand up in front of all these folks that Carly had touched in her life, and being a little bit of a part of understanding more about who she is through your stories. And it all comes flooding in very quickly for someone like myself who feels a lot, and that's what keeps me writing. So in closing, I'll say that 15 years ago, I performed this very song at my father's memorial. And it's a song called Big Life. And basically it just means that you have to quite literally understand how to embrace every single moment you have, even though that sounds like such a cliche. But it's these moments that wake us up to realizing exactly that. You only know that you have the next 3 seconds, maybe, if that's all you might even know. And past that, completely out of your control, and that's just how it works. That's how this song had come about as an idea. And I thank you, Jeff, for asking me to perform this song for you and Carly and your friends and family. Just follow your steps to the end of the hall. Open your eyes, let them take you, take you. Take you to the door. Know when we go, yet you stay anyway. Before you go, you give all life, all life. All life, so much more. Yes, we all know we die. It comes on its own time. Yes, we all know we die in life. So be big in your life. We all take a chance with a heart and a mind. The outcome gets bad, but you still try, still try. You try time after time, yeah. Yes, we all know we die. It comes on its own time. Yes, we all know we die in life. So be big in your life. Just be big in your life. In the end, they'll see your life was bigger. And remember just why you were so bold. In the end, they'll see your life was bigger. Just why you were so bold.
I don't know what to say. I haven't prepared anything. I don't have a clue what I want to say. That's my best friend in the whole world right there. When I say she didn't have a bad bone in her body, she didn't. She did not have a bad. I couldn't even get her to say something bad about people I didn't like. She just wouldn't. She just wouldn't. Right? She loved everyone. You know, when she got cancer the first time, she changed her life. Like, she started a spiritual path, and she started, you know, trying to be a better person. And she did it every day. You know, I found these gratitude journals. And she's been writing in them for years. All these notes of things she's grateful for. Just the silliest things. Being in Calgary, being with family, being with friends. Grateful that I have a job that I can provide for the, you know, like just smallest things. You know, So when I sort of got a little wiser and got a little spiritual, I would say little things to her, you know. God won't judge you. God will never let you down, you know, things like that. And she would say, "Oh, you're so wise. You're so wise. How do you know that?" And I'm thinking I'm pretty smart, you know. I got this, right? And so I find these journals now, and she'd been teaching me all these years. And, you know, I'm so grateful that there's so many people here that we made this happen. Carly would be so happy. She'd be so happy. I know she's looking down. You know, I had these thoughts that who plans this in the middle of November? It's the winter time. It's going to be a snowstorm. Nobody's going to be able to get there. It's going to be an empty room. What are we doing? And I went for breakfast this morning with family from Calgary, and they're showing me pictures on their phone, and it's the beautiful, beautiful mountains, the sun coming up, hitting the mountain, and I was just like, Carly, it's like she's blessing that plane, like she was just giving you those views, you know. So I want to thank everybody. I really want to thank Brooklyn. And you know, all the art and all the cards and all this stuff. We've been working tirelessly. Tomorrow's going to be an awful day for me. I know that. But, you know, this has been a great distraction to be able to do this, for Carly, you know, and for us. Right? Grace Point, these people have been absolutely amazing. I just can't thank Greg, Tracy, Michelle, Tristan. You guys, like, it's amazing what you guys have done for us. And it's been so smooth. Like, you've made it all so smooth for us. Chloe and Angela, Brooklyn's inner circle. You guys, I can't thank you guys enough. Thanks everybody for being here. Don't forget Carly. I think there's going to be a YouTube thing that you'll be able to log into the YouTube channel and be able to watch the slideshows and all that. I don't know, Greg, if we can make that, put the link or something up. I don't know, but all right. Thanks, everybody.
People, we have time. That's the gift we have at the moment. If there are still people who feel that they'd like to say something or add something or contribute something, please, this is a great time to come forward and do it. If not, Jeff asked me to fill you in on some of the business aspects here. You're welcome to take home flowers. Please do. You're welcome to stay and help with the cleanup and help the church staff prepare the room for upcoming events. Again, please take the art cards. Take some more time to mingle, to meet, to talk to one another. And as Jeff said, if you want to see this on YouTube, I'm told all you have to do is go to YouTube and look up Jeff Obrecht. And when you look up Jeff Obrecht, there will be a little white circle and there will be a hat in it. And you click on that and it should take you to the URL. So thank you. Thank you all for being here.
Hi, my name's Chris, and I didn't want to miss an opportunity, because Carly never would have missed an opportunity. Lose it up here. Brooklyn, great job. Oh yeah, and Jeff. So Carly is love, and I'm so grateful that you guys have filled this room with love today. I certainly feel it. I know that Carly feels it, and I know that the family feels it. My condolences to the family. This is a loss of a beautiful soul. And she certainly wrote on the slate of who I am today. I'm a better person for having had the opportunity to spend time with Carly. And Mike was talking about garlic, and she, honest to God, she grew the craziest garlic. And so a couple of years ago, I asked her to show me what she did. And she's like, oh, I just do a lot of like Googling things. And so she told me, you know, some of the steps. So I planted garlic at this time last year. And Brooklyn harvested some garlic while Carly was in the hospital. And it was like this big. And I harvested the garlic that I had planted, and it was this big. So they're in the same bag together. And I was cooking the other day, and I'm like, here's the Carly garlic. And so I will remember, the funniest things will remind me of her. And the one other story I wanted to share. So Jeff's telling me about being in the hospital, and you know, it was a long stretch in the hospital. And I had the opportunity and the privilege of going up there a few times. And Jeff was complaining because Carly was feeling nauseous, and every day they would bring her ginger ale. And he's like, she doesn't even like ginger ale. Like, she doesn't drink pop. Every day they bring her another damn ginger ale. And like 3 times a day, ginger ale. I've got a case of ginger ale at home. So, you know, if you want to come by and have some ginger ale. So I go see Carly, I don't know, a couple days later, and we're having a great laugh, and we're having some good talks. And so I give her a kiss on the cheek, and I'm about to leave, and I just walking out the curtain, and she's like, hey. And I turn around and look back, and she said, would you like a complimentary ginger ale? So I have that complimentary ginger ale sitting on my shelf, and nobody will be able to drink that complimentary ginger ale, because every time I look at it, I think of her. Thank you guys for sharing her with me. Yeah, I love you guys.
Hi, my name's Dina, and I'm very grateful for having Carly in my life, the short time that I knew her. I wish I had more time with her, you know, but Carly would tell me no regrets. You know, I was sitting here thinking about all the regrets. And I thought, Jesus, why didn't I just walk over there when I wanted to? You know, what was stopping me? I have no idea, but Carly and I shared a couple of things in common. We're both very creative, and we loved our gardens, you know. So we would kind of help each other. When they were away, I would go and water for them. And, you know, when I was away, lo and behold, she came and watered for me. But it wasn't just the watering. One day, I'm not sure which trip to the hospital I came back from. I'm not sure. But I got home, and I was on the phone with somebody, and I went, oh, my God. I went, what? I said, there's an angel's been in my garden. And my friend started, she goes, what? I said, a little angel's been in my garden. I said, and I gotta call her and thank her very much. And that was Carly. I knew exactly who it was. And it wasn't just watering. All of a sudden, everything's more organized, and the pots are all in a row this way, bigger to smaller, and same with the other side. And all of a sudden, it's like, wow, I can walk around my garden here. Holy geez, without tripping over something, which lo and behold, that's what happens all the time. But Jeff, thank you so much, for introducing me to Carly. She helped me through a very dark time in my life, and I really, really appreciate that. And to the family, my deepest condolences to everyone. And, just look around you at all the people here. How many different walks of life of people that she touched. Billy Joel always said, only the good die young. And, as far as I'm concerned, heaven has gained another angel. And all I can say is that angel is welcome in my garden anytime.
I had no idea I was going to come up here today. I don't even know if I can say anything. I met Brooklyn, and the first time we met, we made art together. And I was like, whoa, who is this person? And how did you get so creative? And this is so much fun. And we've been close friends ever since. That must have been, 2011 or something. And the day I met Carly, I was like, oh, okay, I totally get it. And not only that, but my dad is also an artist, and I got so much of that from just being around such a creative soul throughout my whole childhood and upbringing. And so I really think Brooklyn and I share that, just the depth of being around someone so deeply passionate, so kind, so in love with life, and also very spiritual. There's something very special about people who are creative and spiritual. It's just something so deep, and there's a felt sense of how beautiful life is, how amazing people are, how amazing everything is. And I really feel that. And I think so many people here were touched by that in Carly, and I think her art says that in such a big way. I remember the first time I walked into Jeff and Carly's place, there's the art everywhere, and it's just like so bright and full of life. And that's what's gonna stay with me. I think she just, thank you.
So I already came up before to do a song, but and I didn't prepare anything to say because, like I said before, I'm not good at public speaking at all. But I just wanted to share a few memories with Carly. And honestly, Carly's presence in my life has just shaped my whole life so much. And my whole childhood, like some of the best memories spent at their house and making art with Carly and Brooklyn. And I remember when a few people have said, talking about Easter and making eggs, and I remember I used to come and she used to show me how to make the eggs, and I used to be so mad because hers would just turn out these beautiful pieces of art, and mine were absolute messes. They would never turn out the way I wanted them to. And that was kind of a common theme along our relationship. I was always enthralled with Carly and Brooklyn's beautiful art, and they used to always try to teach me and help me along, and they would always encourage me no matter how terrible my artwork was. they always, especially Carly, put that love of artwork into me. And I remember when my grandmother passed away a few years ago, quite a few years ago now, Carly gave her this coloring book before she passed that was this really intricate garden coloring book, like one of the ones for adults. And I didn't plan on speaking, so I wish I had taken a photo, but she wrote in the book these like beautiful things about how my grandmother installed this love of gardening for her into her and all these amazing things. Yeah, all these things. And I remember I still have this coloring book now, and like I said before, I'm not the best artist. I tried to continue the coloring book, which Carly had started for my grandmother, and I didn't finish it, just I'm not the most artistic person, but now I'm gonna finish it for Carly as well. And I'm so glad that I have so much art and beauty that Carly put into this world, and I would truly just be such a different person without her in my life. Thank you.
I also didn't think I would be getting up here today, but here I am. I feel like Mom would want me to take an opportunity to say hello and to thank you all for being here and to thank everyone who helped out for this event. My dad already did the thanks, but there's also so many more people who helped, and especially my little cousin Jake. Jake, I don't know where you are, but the flowers are beautiful, man. Thank you so much. Over there, thank you. They're gorgeous, thank you so much. I didn't prepare anything. I am so touched and moved by what everyone else has said. My mom was my hero. And that's really, I think, all that I can say. I'm so blessed that all of you got to know her, and everything that other people have said, it just hits that part of me that has loved her so much and has realized I am so blessed with the mom that I had. And the time we shared together has just been so special. I know that I will share stories as time goes, but I don't know if I have anything to share up here right now.
My name is Norman. I met Carly through my friendship with Jeff. I have the feeling that Carly would be very grateful for all the words that have been spoken today. And I'm wondering, if you're sitting, if you could remain sitting. If you're standing, remain standing. If we could take a moment and say the Serenity Prayer together. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
I had actually, as an afterthought, sorry, Mom. My mother was unable to be here, and I'm sure you can all appreciate how difficult that would be. So she's at home right now, experiencing this alone. So I would like you all to just think of her and her pain, maybe, and send a gentle prayer and some positive energy her way. I know that she would want to thank you all for loving and caring for her baby girl. You know, it can be a cruel world, but a hostile man lives in a hostile world, and a loving man lives in a loving world. But it's the same world, right? It's all how you look at it. And my mother gave a beautiful gift to this world. And I don't know. Sometimes you just hit a point where you're just at a loss of words. It's just, you can't even define the feeling. There's a saying I heard recently that comes to mind. It's that we're all just walking each other home. You know, do the best that you can to lift your brother up, the person next to you, your neighbor, whoever. Do what you can to lift them up, and we're all just going home at the end of the day, you know, be it metaphorically or literally, right? You know, I just wanted to acknowledge my mother in all of this because I know she's watching this. She really wanted to be a part of this. Carly and my mom had a really special relationship. It wasn't always the greatest. I'm sure everyone probably has times where things weren't always great with their mother or father. But the gift is what you do with it. And that was what she got. That was what she understood. It's not what happened. It's not the horrible thing that happened to this person or that person. It was what you did with it. That's your answer in the end, right? How do you get back to the love? And that's what we all need to focus on, because I know she'd really want that. And that's what her life was trying to impart. And that was something that we got from our mother. And I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sonia, and I met Carly when she first met Jeff. Jeff was good friends with my boyfriend at the time. And then we kind of lost touch, and I ended up connecting again with them when we went to Hornby Island. Had a wonderful time there. I'm only getting up here because that's how I feel Carly would have wanted, and I really don't like public speaking, but I really appreciate the things that everybody said, because I find this very painful to lose Carly, and it's nice to know that everybody's been touched in the same way by her. And I just wanted to mention that this painting here, I have one at home. Mine just has one angel in it, but the background's very similar. But when Carly got cancer, I helped her paint a similar figurine on her wall. So she just put her hands out like this, and I traced her, and then she added to it on her pathway of dealing with cancer, she added all this beautiful flowers and things to it. And that's where some of the inspiration came from, and that's the way she coped with the cancer at the time. But anyway, she was the most beautiful person I've ever personally known, and she'll be greatly missed. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anthony. I'm her nephew. Auntie Carly was sort of like a second mom to me. She helped put me in sports. She was just able to pull me out of my shell. Her and Jeff, every time I would come over, they would ask me, Anthony, what do you want to do? And then I would just sort of do the little shrug, get nothing out of me. And they sort of were able to pick and pull me out of my shell. My favorite times with her was just walking through the bog with Spencer and just enjoying nature. And we'd always just talk about my future, and she would always have a way of putting me back on the right track. And she'll always be my TT to me. I just love her forever.
Heard there was a secret chord David played, pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major left, the baffled king composing